When award-winning journalist Deborah Roberts married America's beloved weatherman and television personality Al Roker, it felt like a match made in heaven. She was the intelligent, poised reporter from ABC News, and he was the warm, witty face of NBC's Today Show, a man millions woke up to every morning. Together, they represented everything people admired about love built on mutual respect, humor, and perseverance. From red carpet events to joint charity work, Al and Deborah seemed like the perfect couple, accomplished, deeply bonded, and glowing with joy. But recently, Deborah opened up in a rare and emotional interview, revealing that behind the laughter and perfect smiles was a story of quiet struggle, deep love, and painful growth that very few ever saw. Deborah began her heartfelt confession by saying, "People see Al and E smiling on camera or sharing light moments online, and they assume it's always easy. But marriage, especially when you both live such public, demanding lives, takes work. A lot of work." Her honesty struck a chord. For decades, Al Roker has been one of television's most recognizable faces, a man who seems to radiate positivity no matter the circumstance. But Deborah admitted that behind that trademark smile, their marriage faced storms that nearly broke them both. In her words, when you're both constantly working, constantly in motion, you can lose track of each other without even realizing it. It's like living parallel lives, side by side, but not truly together. The couple, who married in 1995, built their careers at rival networks, NBC and ABC. While they supported each other's success, the demanding schedules often meant time apart, especially when big stories broke or early morning calls came before sunrise. Deborah recalled, "There were weeks when we barely had a meal together. Our conversations became about logistics. Who's picking up the kids? Who's traveling next? It wasn't coldness, it was exhaustion. That exhaustion deepened during Al's health battles, moments that brought their marriage face to face with fear and uncertainty." When Al was hospitalized for severe blood clots in 2022, the world saw Deborah's grace and strength as she juggled work, family, and worry. But what people didn't see was the emotional toll behind closed doors. "I would come home after visiting Al in the hospital," Deborah said quietly, "and sit in the dark just to breathe. The fear was overwhelming. I kept thinking, what if this is it? What if I lose him?" Those moments tested her faith, patience, and emotional endurance. Yet they also revealed something profound about their bond. Al, who later spoke about his recovery, credited Deborah for being his rock. He said, "I wouldn't have made it without her. She kept everything together when I couldn't even stand up." But Deborah admits the pressure nearly broke her. She explained, "I wanted to be strong, but I was scared. There were nights I'd cry in the shower so the kids wouldn't hear. I realized that being strong doesn't mean never breaking down, it means finding the courage to keep going." That realization became a turning point for their marriage. After Al recovered, both he and Deborah began to re-examine their lives, not as celebrities, but as partners who had weathered something deeper than fame could ever fix. They said, "We learned to slow down, to actually sit down for dinner, to listen, to laugh again. You start to realize that the moments that matter most aren't the ones on camera. They're the quiet ones at home, when no one's watching." The couple also found strength in faith and communication. They began attending counseling sessions, which Deborah described as one of the most humbling and healing decisions they'd ever made. Therapy taught us how to listen again, not to react, but to understand. We had to rediscover each other, not as the versions we play in public, but as two imperfect people trying to love better. Their story reminds us that even relationships that seem effortless from the outside are often held together by quiet resilience behind the scenes. Al Roker, known for his humor, admitted that even he struggled to balance being the cheerful TV personality and the husband dealing with life's uncertainties. He said in one interview, "People expect you to always be upbeat, but when the cameras are off, you have to face your fears, your mistakes, and your responsibilities as a husband and father." Deborah's honesty about the pressures of maintaining love under the spotlight has resonated deeply with fans, especially those who grew up watching the couple. She said, "When you marry someone who's constantly in the public eye, you have to fight to keep something sacred for yourselves. The world will always have opinions. What matters is what happens between the two of you when the lights go out." That statement captures the heart of their journey. Two people who have lived their lives surrounded by cameras, yet found their deepest truth in private moments of vulnerability. Their love story is not about perfection. It's about perseverance, about showing up even when it's hard, about forgiveness, laughter, and learning to let go of the small things. Today, Al and Deborah's bond is stronger than ever. They continue to support each other's careers, celebrate their family, and share glimpses of joy online, not as an image of perfection, but as a testament to real love that has endured storms and come out shining. In her closing words, Deborah offered a reflection that feels universal. Love isn't the fairy tale people imagine. It's patience, it's compromise, it's sitting beside someone in silence when words don't help. It's choosing each other over and over, even when it's not easy. Her vulnerability has inspired countless fans to see love not as flawless, but as beautifully human, a constant work in progress. So, what do you think of Deborah Roberts' honest confession and the journey she and Al Roker have shared? Do you believe love can truly endure the challenges of fame, distance, and time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you appreciated this deep, emotional look into their story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring celebrity stories and heartfelt reflections. Because sometimes, behind the brightest smiles are the strongest hearts.